ran to the bar, bought a bottle of Jack Daniels. He bought a bottle of Jack Daniels. He bought loads of plastic cups. He came back in the dressing room. We were getting changed. It was like 7:30, 7:35 at this time, and we weren't gonna have any type of warm up. So welcome back to another video. Okay, today we're talking. It's a Q&A. I asked you guys to give me some questions, to ask me some questions, and I was gonna answer it in the video. So we're gonna start off with the first question. Let's go. First question from Charlie Davis. Favorite blues moment. Favorite blues moment. One of my favorites. I've got quite a lot of favorite moments over my 5-year period there. But one of my favorite moments was definitely Sheffield United at home when we beat them 2-1. That was to almost secure our position in the championship. We were fighting relegation and we needed to win that game, and we won. We got the 3 points, and I scored the second goal, of course, as you can see
Looking
here.
for the run of Magoma, over the top, it's Magoma, it's through Magoma! Jack Magoma! Fires Blues!
And what a special day that was. That was absolutely brilliant. That was one of my favorite blues moments in my 5-year period there. Second question. Opinion on Xuan Dong Ren. That's from Harrison Davis. You're trying to get me in trouble, isn't it? What I can say about Dong is that in that environment, okay, in the business world, sometimes it's ruthless, sometimes it's harsh, it's not nice. I think sometimes you have to make decisions which are tough, and sometimes you have to behave in a certain way where most people won't like it because you can't be nice in the role that you have. Business people in general are very, very direct, and sometimes they can come across as arseholes, really. Do you know what I mean? And listen, the times that I spent there, I've never had any problems with him. I never got into any arguments or confrontations with him, so I can't really say that he was a bad person. He was a horrible person. I think deep down he's a nice guy, and I just think in that business and in the role that he had, he definitely came across that way, and he definitely made decisions that people didn't agree with. And everyone's entitled to their own opinions of and whatnot. But I can say that in my time there, I never had a problem with him, so I can't really speak anything bad about my meetings with him or our talks that we had. So I think overall, I think he is a nice guy. But of course, like I said, in that business, sometimes it can come across the other way. Third question is from Sam Robinson. Favorite player in the current squad? I think there's a few favorite players in the current squad, but the two that I would pick in second place would have to be Chong, and in first place will have to be Hannibal. I think Hannibal is a very, very good player. He's a top talent, and I think if he carries on playing and he carries on improving, I think he will definitely be a force. Chong, one thing I would say, I do like him. I think technically he's very, very good. He's a dribbler. But one thing I will say is that if he can improve on his end product and his quality in the final third, I think he will become even a much better player than he is now. And listen, he's young, he's got lots to learn, and we got to give him time to develop and progress. But I think he can definitely become a top player, in my opinion. And same with Hannibal. But Hannibal will have to be number one, in my opinion, of course. Let me know who's your favourite player in the moment, in the current squad. Let me know in the comments down below. Question number 4 from Sam Hogan. What's your favourite crypto? My favorite crypto. By the way, this is not financial advice. Don't go do something crazy because I say it's my favorite crypto. Okay, do your own research. Go learn about it. Go learn about investing. But my favorite crypto. Listen, I started crypto in 2016, and the first one that I bought, of course, was XRP. And it didn't do too badly then. I think the highest it got in 2016-17 was $3 or something from 0.3. But I think XRP now is still my favorite. I think in the next 5 years it's definitely going to get between, I'd say, $7 to $10. That's my opinion, but like I said, go do your own research, go learn about investing and crypto in general. Okay, so it's not financial advice before you guys get me in trouble, but that's my favorite crypto, XRP. Of course there's others, but that'll be my top one. Question number 5. What stands out the most in my career? That's from the Tilton Talk Show. What stands out the most? Are you asking in terms of my football career or just my life in football? If we go off like my life in football, I think it would definitely be my family, of course, coming to watch me play. I think it's a beautiful thing. Like I had really good support of people who really loved me and who came and supported me, whether I was playing good, whether I was playing bad, in all moments. I think they stand out for me, especially in the tough times. And within my football career, of course, I think me signing, of course, my first professional contract at Tottenham Hotspur. I think that was the club that I grew up wanting to play. That was a club that I wanted to be at, and signing my first professional contract at 17, it was unbelievable. I mean, the joy that I had, I can't explain it. Childhood club and signing your professional contract, that was unbelievable. And that was probably, I would say, the most memorable one that sticks out in my head. That first professional contract that I had at Tottenham Hotspur Academy. Question number 6. This is from Ash Jackson. Top 3 players at Sheffield Wednesday. I don't know if you're talking about now. I'll just give you my top 3 players from when I played and from now. I think, of course, number 1 I'll probably have to say would be Barry Bannon. I think he's a very good player, and I think he's too good to be in that league. And I think Sheffield Wednesday in general are too good to be in League One. I think Championship definitely, and hopefully they can get promotion. But Barry Bannon, and number 2 would have to be Palmer at right back. He's been so good, and he's been there for a long time. Came through the academy, and he's been solid. And of course, I'd have to go for Mikel Antonio. I think Mikel Antonio, the time that I played, when we played, especially when I played there, he was tops. A hard worker. Although at times, sometimes he would do a lot, but I think he was still a very, very good player. And of course, as you can see now, he's doing the business in the Premiership for West Ham. Question number 7. From Mark Chapman. Tent or caravan for holiday? Why? I don't even camp like that. I don't know what holiday you're going at. Where are you going on holiday? Where are you going to go for a tent and caravan? Okay, but if I had to pick one, I would definitely say caravan. It's a little bit safer, do you know what I mean? Like you're not in a tent and the wind can just come and blow it away. Nah. Yeah, I think a caravan for sure on that one. I'll pick a caravan, defo. Question number 8. This is from Charlie Ivy. What is it like to represent your country? Best player I played against. What is it like? I mean, it's an honor to start off with. I think I was privileged enough to be called up for my country and to represent Democratic Republic of Congo, where I came from. especially not only for myself, but for my dad, for my mum. You know, like I said, I grew up there, and I left there when I was very young. But I still have memories. I still have family that live there. So for me, it was an honor to wear the shirt and to represent my country and play for my country and give so much joy to so many people, and especially my family, who, of course, that's where we come from, and they were very proud, and to make them proud in that way, that was amazing. The best player that I played against, there's a lot, but the two that would stand out would have to be Yaya Toure when we played Ivory Coast in the African Cups of Nations, and again we played Egypt where we played Mo Salah. He was very, very good. So I think those are the two that stand out, but of course there's a lot more. Question number 9. Lowest point in my career. Ooh, that's a tough one. Lowest point in my career. Okay, so the lowest point in my career was actually at the start. I was young. I was about 17, 18, and I was at Tottenham Academy. But I was training with the first team. I was playing with the first team. Not playing, I was training with the first team for about 2 months, 3 months, where I was doing very well. And Martin Yeo and Chris Hughton Chris Hughton the assistant, and Martin Yeo was the gaffer at the time. And I came in one day, on a Thursday it was, and Martin pulled me and called me in his office, and he says, listen, we got a game on the weekend on Saturday, which the first, obviously he's going to play the first 11, he's going to play the first team because they need to win. But on a Tuesday there was the FA Cup. We were playing Arsenal, and he said to me, listen, you're going to play, you're going to start in that game, and you're going to play. I'm going to give you your debut for the club. And I was absolutely buzzing, I didn't know what to say. I just said thank you. I won't let you down. I'm going to give my best. I want to do well, blah, 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 and all that. And he just turned to me, he's like, all right, get out of the office now. Like, literally, he was just like that. He looked at me, he's just like, all right, get out of the office now. What are you talking about? Like, I was there like, oh, thank you. Like, I'm not getting, he's like, get out. That's just how he was, and I think that's like old school managers, like he's just straight like that, But I left the change room, went on the phone, called my dad. I was like, Dad, I'm gonna start on Tuesday, FA Cup. I just spoke to the manager, and he just told me, and my dad was like buzzing, of course. And he says, listen, we're gonna pray for it, so you have a good game and whatnot. And I was just like, yeah. So we said a little prayer. I went out to training. Training was fine. Came back in Friday. Now I was supposed to travel with the under 18s to to Coventry away. Alex Inglethorpe, who was the under 18s manager at the time, and now he's at Liverpool. He's academy director at Liverpool now. He's done so well, and I've got so much time for Alex, by the way. And I went up to him and I said, Alex, listen, I've just been gaffer. The managers told me yesterday that I'm gonna play on Tuesday in the FA Cup, and I don't really want to go to Coventry just in case anything happens, just in case I get injured or whatever. So do you mind if I train with the under 23s today and tomorrow, and then come in on Monday with the first thing? He's like, no problem. Listen, I got no problem with that. Go speak to Clive Allen, who was the under 23s coach. Speak to Clive and tell him that you're going to train with him. I got no problem with that. I said perfect. Ran up to Clive. I said, Clive, can I train with you guys? Alex said, I can train with you guys. I'm not going to play over the weekend because of Tuesday and blah, blah. He said, yeah, no problem. Ended up training with the 23s. Obviously, the first team were doing a light session Friday, day before a game, on a Saturday. So ended up having they were out there for like half an hour, 45 minutes, as you would, just preparing for the game on Saturday. So I wasn't going to train with them, so I just trained with the 23s. So that Friday morning, went out to training, 11 o'clock. Went out, last kick. So we're doing games at the end. So last kick of the game, boom, ball comes into me. First touch, I go to shoot at Cruyff, like I chop one guy. I go to shoot again with my right foot. I chop the other guy, and then I go to shoot with my left foot now, and a lad, Dorian DeVete, came from nowhere and literally just like scissored me, knee height, bang, and my knee literally just twisted, like snapped basically, and I got up straight. I was on the floor for a good like 5-6 seconds, and everyone was like hand in their head, calling the physio, and like I got up and I was like, no, I'm fine. Like, it doesn't feel bad. Like I had no pain. I didn't feel any pain whatsoever, and went into the physio bed and I was fine. And everyone was like, nah, listen, we're gonna blow. And I was just like sitting there. I was like, listen, I don't feel any pain. I can move my knee. I can bend my knee. I can do whatever. And everyone just like, stop moving. Just like stay still. So I'm sitting there. Listen, that night when I went home, I got in the car, drove home. That night when I got home, I went to bed, probably about, let's say maybe at like 11, 12 o'clock. And I went to bed. I could not sleep an inch. I was in so much pain. I ended up ringing the first team doc on at like 4 o'clock in the morning. He says, "Listen, come to the stadium. I'm gonna have a look." So with the first team, I ended up going in the first team and for the first team game, and he had a look and he said, "Look, we need to get you into to get a scan," and got a scan. After that, it was just bad news. Like I literally done my knee. Like, it was bad. And the specialist said, "Listen, we're gonna do an op. We only got one choice here, is to do the operation, and we don't know if it's gonna be 100%. You might not be able to play again, depending on how you heal, how you recover." And as soon as I heard that, I just everything just. Like, my whole life is like if my whole life was finished. It's like if I was done, at 17, 18, like hearing someone say that I couldn't play football again. But he didn't say 100%. All he said was, you might not be able. But me just hearing that was probably the lowest I've probably ever been. I mean, I cried for days at home. I couldn't do nothing. I didn't want to eat. I didn't want to speak to anyone. And but my family stuck by me, close friends stuck by me, and it took me, after the operation, it took me 9-10 months. I think I was out for 10 months. The good thing was, in my rehab, I was rehabbing with Gareth Bale, who went on to play for Real Madrid. I rehabbed with him for about 2-3 months when he was injured. So we did rehab together, and he was, that kept me a little bit company. So that was the lowest part. I came back after 10 months, but then it took me another 10 months to fully recover. So it almost took me 2 years for me to recover. So like by the time I came back, I was like 20 years old. Other players had come through. My time was kind of limited by that time. The younger players that came through, Andros Townsend, Jake Livermore, Ryan Mason, all these players were coming in, and it just made it so much more difficult for me to kind of get back to where I was, because I lost muscles, I lost mass, I lost a little bit of my pace because of my knee. So there were just so many factors, but I never gave up and I kept going. So that's my lowest point. A little bit of a long story, I know, but that is my lowest point. So that's for my lowest point in my career. Question 10: best manager and why, and my least favorite. This is from Jacko. My best manager. Okay, my best manager, I'll probably have to say. So if I talk about the best moments, I'll probably have to say Gary Rowett at Birmingham, 100%. He was definitely one that kind of challenged me a lot in terms of what I needed to do, what I wanted to do, where I wanted to get to, what the team needed, what he wanted from me. I think he challenged me the most out of all the managers that I played under. So I'd have to say Gary, and of course his man management skills, especially with me. I was a little bit on the brink of like a maverick almost, like not like crazy, but like sometimes I did what I wanted, and he would understand, and we had loads of conversations about it, loads of meetings, sometimes good, sometimes bad, but yeah, I think he understood me the most out of the managers. And I'll probably say the second one was definitely Paul Peschke-Salido at Burton Albion. He was another one who definitely understood me as well, and being a former player, I think he gave me a lot of advice, and he obviously gave me my first professional game at Burton Albion, and he took me in and he gave me the chance, and of course Burton gave me the chance as well to showcase my skills and talent. So I'll probably say Gary Rowett, who was assistant at Burton Albion at the time, but Gary Rowett definitely, and Paul Peschke-Salido. Quick story about Paul. I remember a game, so Burton Albion. I remember we were playing Bury away, and it was 7:45 kickoff. It was a Tuesday night, and we left, and there was so much traffic. We literally got to the stadium at 7:25. It was something like that, 7:20, 7:25. And we had like 10 minutes or so, or 10 minutes to get out on the pitch before kickoff. So what he did was he literally ran to he got off the bus, he ran to the bar, bought a bottle of Jack Daniels. He bought a bottle of Jack Daniels. He bought loads of plastic cups. He came back in the dressing room. We were getting changed. It was like 7:30, 7:35 at this time, and we weren't going to have any type of warm up. So he literally just says, "Listen, down these shots and go out and play. No team talk, nothing." We literally just poured lads were pouring JD in just having shots just to get warmed up and whatnot. Listen, we ended up going out there and we ended up having an unbelievable game. I think we drew, but we did. They were good. Bury was good at the time as well, and we ended up drawing the game 1-1. But I can't remember. These are the moments where you just think like, wow, like what was he thinking, or what was literally just Jack Daniels, boom, pour it in and bang, just taking shots. And some of the lads were taking extra shots. He said one, and some were just like 2-3 shots down, yeah. So Paul Peschke-Salido and definitely Gary Rowett were two coaches that I really like. Least favourite, I haven't got a least favourite. I think every coach is different. Every coach works in different ways. So and all the coaches I've always got on with every coach. Obviously some more than others. So I don't have a least favourite. But those two definitely, I would say, were my standout ones. Thank you everyone for asking all the questions over on my Twitter. I tried to answer them as well as I could. Hopefully you enjoyed that, and if you did, leave a like, leave a comment down below, tell me what you think in response to my answers. And like I said before, it's much appreciated how you guys are supporting me, watching my videos.